Now let's continue our focus on assessing government progress made in tackling sanitation and filth following President Akufo-Addo's pledge to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa by the end of his first term. Today we put the spotlight on Madina and Lapaz, both suburbs of Accra. From where Efwa Evans Chinere brings us JoyNews agenda.
This is Iklima Bawa, a 7-year-old class 2 pupil. She has suffered from malaria and diarrhea 5 times in the first quarter of this year alone. Her distraught mother, a petty trader, says she's had to stop selling to take care of Iklima. Although she's still recovering from malaria, Iklima joins the other children in her neighborhood to play, whilst her mother looks on with the hope she'd get well soon. Iklima and her parents live close to this gutter filled with filth and mosquitoes. Poor sanitation is the main concern of the people living in Iklima's neighborhood.
It's been a year since President Akufo-Addo promised to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. How does the city look after the president's promise? Here at Madina Zongo Junction, the main challenge the people here face is poor sanitation. Let us listen to some of these people and the concerns they have about sanitation.
Take a stroll through the principal streets of places like Madina and Lapaz, and you are likely to be greeted with heaps of refuse dumped along various sections of the road, with the smell polluting all the corridors of the environment.
Within these 4 years, by the end of the 4 years of my term in office as president, Accra will be the cleanest city in Africa. That is where we want to get to.
After President Akufo-Addo's promise last year, most parts of Accra still look as dirty as before. Some residents say this is very disturbing.
Since last year, even years before, it has remained how it is. It has never changed because the gutters are still like that, choked. Sometimes the assembly will come and start to remove the dirt, and immediately they leave. I give it 1 week or 2, then it will come back. Our way of disposing the rubbish is very bad. We normally just throw them anyhow. Besides, the gutters too are not covered. So if you throw it and wind blows, it will blow the thing into the gutter.
We are appealing to the government to come to our aid. You know, formerly they used to clean the gutters every Saturday, 1 week, on the 10th Saturday of every month. But now they have stopped. You see, so we are appealing to the government to look at that area so that they appoint they award contract to the people as they were doing before. So every 10th Saturday of the month they will do general cleaning here.
At some lorry stations at Lapaz and Madina, some of the passengers are turned away by the foul smell emanating from the drains. Here, litter is scattered all over and people look on unconcerned. The drivers here at the Lapaz lorry station say they've had to gather and collect the trash by themselves whenever there is a litter buildup.
Here at the Lapaz lorry station, the driver's main concern is how to get rid of this heap of rubbish you see behind me on a daily basis. I have here with me the station secretary to tell us more about this poor sanitation problem that they face here at the Lapaz lorry station.
This sanitation problem is very hard, huge problem in our station here. So we executive of the Ngoso and GPR2U executive, we organize the women who are trading here so that every morning and every evening they used to sweep and gather the rubbish at the one place so that early morning vehicle will come and convey it to the baller side. And normally we make it monthly, and every month we used to pay 4,000 Ghana cedis every month, and that is the money that we are spending every month. So it is very serious for us at the station, whereby in fact, at times the vehicle used to spoil, so that at times we shall go and find another vehicle to come and convey it to the another. So that one also is going to give us another expenditure, whereby it's very bad for us. Yeah.
But have you contacted the AMA?
Normally, even we wrote a letter to them some months ago, and we don't see head and tail. Even they didn't come and give any concrete answer. So we used to see that no, they are not ready to help us. So we executive organized that no. As this sanitation problem is getting serious at the station here, and so we organized ourselves to convey this thing so that all this burden is coming to us. So already we wrote them a letter and they said they will come and give us the feedback. As at now, we didn't see anything.
Isn't it worrying to see such unpleasant scenes in our capital cities, market squares, lorry parks and other public places? Have we ever thought about the consequences that will befall us as a nation if this activity is to continue? Can we find lasting solutions to this problem? I guess time will tell. For JoyNews, my name is Ifwa Evans-Chinri.
There's still a lot of filth in the city. Clean where you find yourself. That will perhaps lead us to the road that we want to be. Cleaner city in Africa.